My dear things, first of all, a very, very happy Peter Christian Christmas to all of you. And I hope very much that you'll be looking at the Peter Christian website and ordering all those wonderful garments that you will see in front of you. As I say again, a very, very happy Peter Christian Christmas. Well, I wish I could say the same in a way for England cricketers. It's a dismal time. It's a shambles in Australia. On the field, they've lost the Ashes in 11 days cricket, they've only once lost it quicker than that, I think, way back in 1921. It really has been bad. And let's look at the cricket first. It's got even worse. Now for the fourth test match starting on Boxing Day at the enormous Melbourne Cricket Ground, which was built as a tremendous stadium in 1956 for the Olympic Games, which were then held in Melbourne. There'll be 120,000, it's a full house on Monday for the first day of the Ashes series. But the really bad news for England is that Jofra Archer, their best bowler by a distance so far, has suffered a side strain. This, I think, happened during the Adelaide Test match. He's had an MRI scan in Melbourne and he is going back to England. He is out of the series. And this really is obviously a great body blow for England's cricket, coming at a time when they needed every possible bit of help they could get. It's the way it goes, isn't it? Life can be very unkind when your luck is down. It gets further down, and this is a real body blow. But what is so awfully sad is the tour has now gone to pieces off the field as well. There have been reports of stag do drinking when the team went for their 4-day break to Noosa after the Brisbane Test match. And worse than that, we've got a video of Ben Duckett in a state, I think, it looks to me as though in a state of inebriation and slurring his words. And I dare say he wasn't on his own, because players don't get that way entirely on their own, do they? There are probably their chums having a bit too. Well, now, obviously, drinking like this is entirely unacceptable on a cricket tour. But of course, what happened to their guardians, so to speak? We had Brendan McCullum, Baz McCullum, as he's known, the manager, Ben Stokes, the captain, and Robert Key, the managing director of English cricket. They were there, so to speak, in charge, or should have been. In fact, Robert Key went off to some other location on the Gold Coast. So he is what you might call picking up the pieces now, but he was not there. And I think really he should have been there, and it was his duty to be there, to lend a helping hand at what was a very awkward time for the squad. They'd lost 2 test matches in a heap. The Ashes were going out of the window very fast indeed. And I really feel it would have been the MD's job to be there with the side. Anyway, that is something that people have got to work out for themselves in the future. But now this video of Duckett is obviously a bad one, and Keir said there will be an official investigation into it. So we're going to hear more news of this when the facts are established. There's always the problem, isn't there, that when a side is down and goes away for 4 days off like this, the press go with them, and they're probably not allowed too much peace away from the cameras. Is it a newspaper story, or is it actually a fact? The Duckett video makes it look as though it may be a fact. And you can understand players when they're in a high state of depression, wanting a quick drink, and rather more than that, perhaps. It's natural, and I think there should therefore have been people watching them to prevent this happening. But there we are in this situation, and I'm afraid it's a story that's going to run and run and run. And the MCG test match on Boxing Day, just 2 days away as when I'm speaking, and it's going to be a very big ask. England have lost the Ashes, they've lost all 3 of the first test matches, And now, can they get something out of the tour? A body blow losing Archer. And so what is going to happen now? It's difficult. The team news is that Gus Atkinson has come in for Archer and will open the bowling with Cass. And it's difficult to imagine these two bowling out Australia's formidable batting side for a reasonable score on what will be, I'm sure, a fairly easy-paced MCG pitch. So the odds are going to be very much against England, although Stokes has spoken brave words and he'll be giving 150% as always. But it's going to put great pressure to Archer's absence on the need for Stokes to bowl. And of course, he's always not far away from injury, shoulders and backs and goodness knows what. So England have got to keep their fingers crossed, haven't they, that Stokes will remain fit. Australia, well, they've had a few bits of bad news too, because Pat Cummins, who came back into the side for the first time since July, and in Adelaide, and masterminded a wonderful victory for Australia. They played wonderfully well. Cummins took wickets in both innings. He started the English collapse in the second innings with 3 very good wickets. He will be missed, but his lower back problems are still there, and he's going to miss the last 2 test matches to get himself fit for Australian cricket in the future. And of course, with the Ashes already won, does it frightfully matter? Anyway, Steve Smith, who's recovered from the illness that kept him out of the Adelaide game, will be back to take over the captaincy, and he will do, as always, an efficient job. Who else will come in? Todd Murphy will come in for Nathan Lyon, whose hamstring has put him out of the rest of the series. He pulled a hamstring muscle during the latter stages of the Adelaide Test. And Todd Murphy's always been the reserve spinner for Lyon for a year or two now. And then who will open the bowling? Probably Brendan Doggett will come back, but Australia will name their 11 players nearer to the game. They've picked so far a squad of 15. One other possible change, Bo Webster, batsman, may well come in for Cameron Green, who had a bad match, didn't he? 0-7 he made in Adelaide. But I mean, Australia are overwhelming favourites, of course they are, to go on and win this series 5-0. And England without Archer, I mean... One thinks of Samson and in the Bible when Delilah got at him with the scissors and cut his hair off and robbed him of all his strength. England without Archer are going to be fairly powerless. It's sad, isn't it? England put their high hopes on the combination of Mark Wood, who has already gone home with an injury, and Jofra Archer. And after 3 test matches, all of which were lost, they are out of it. So England really have been neutered. But anyway, looking at the last 2 test matches, more than 20,000 England fans are coming out to Australia. And undoubtedly, the fans in Australia are angry. In England, I found people are really upset by the way they've been let down by English cricketers. I don't think I've ever seen English cricket sort of reach a low as much as it has done in this last 5 weeks. It really is very depressing. And my goodness me, the ECB, led by Richard Thompson and Richard Gould, are really going to have to put their thinking caps on. What are they going to do about Brendan McCullum? What are they going to do about Robert Key, the MD, who I wonder if he's really up to it? Ben Stokes wants to stay. World-class all-rounders are not found on trees, are they? And I think, therefore, my bet is that Stokes will stay. And I think he'll continue to do a good job too. But it's depressing. Anyway, now, finally, before I go, I want to wish you again a very, very happy Peter Christian Christmas. And let's keep our fingers crossed and hope that by some miracle, I'm going to be talking to you on Boxing Day with really good news about England's cricket in Melbourne. I was going to say, don't hold your breath. Well, perhaps that's a bit unkind. Anyway, happy Christmas to you all, and it's been wonderful talking to you.